I texted him that the other night, and for those of you that are aware, or maybe you're not aware, just got voted in Indiana Sports Writers Hall of Fame, right?
I did.
That is fantastic. So that's awesome. I mean, it really is. That is a great tribute. You deserve it, and you've been here longer than any of us, certainly longer than me. But it's an honor to work with you, and I think that is great for you and your family and for your body of work. And anytime somebody goes into Hall of Fame, you don't take that lightly. I think that's fantastic. As far as for us, we're excited that the students are back. I don't think there's any question about that. And I thought the energy of the Ohio State game was phenomenal. And we're hoping for the same thing tomorrow night. And we're going to need it. I mean, we have a lot of respect for how Illinois plays. We have a lot of respect for them offensively and defensively. I think they're going to come in here much like we anticipated Minnesota the other day in a very desperate, hungry, aggressive way. And especially coming off of a tough game. And I would expect that they would anyways because they're well coached. And what they do, they have great spacing. They utilize the corners really well. They have matchup issues. Malcolm Hill is a matchup issue for a lot of people. And certainly with what they have with Finke and Maverick Morgan, puts a lot of pressure on your inside guys that aren't used to guarding guys, especially like Finke that can step out and shoot. And if Thorn is healthy, that just adds another tough challenge to the game. So we've had a couple of good days coming back from Minnesota. Our preparation's been very solid, but most importantly, we're just continuing to try to improve and build on some things that they can get better at, add things that are going to make us better, and at the same time continue to grow our team on a daily basis, which they're very committed to. So go ahead.
Tom, I guess Yogi has an opportunity and will pass the all-time career assist record in Indiana. Just thoughts on that and then.
Well, I think that's something to be talked about. You know, I love coaching Yogi Ferrell. He's done a tremendous amount of things here, but as far as for milestones, I'll talk more about those, you know, when they happen.
How about what he's meant to
what he's meant to the program?
I'm sorry.
What he's meant to the program?
Yeah.
Oh, it's obvious. I mean, from the day he walked in, really long before he walked in, he was a signature recruit. He was a major recruit for us, and at a time when we needed a real strong dose of high-quality players coming into the program in the future. So because we were in a tough spot early on, obviously, and our fans needed to be able to look forward to the future. And he was a part of that, and I know we did, and he's never disappointed. He's grown up. He gets better and better. He's a winner. Takes a challenge, and is always committed to improvement. And he's a very headstrong, aggressive, winning first type of guy. And the way he has grown as a leader, the way he is growing as a player, the things that we ask him to do on the court, they just continue on. So I mean, to me, it's a pleasure and it's an honor to coach him, and I hope everybody in Indiana realizes just how special he is.
What's different, I mean, about him, especially as he kind of goes through, as you see him getting ready for, his last Big Ten season?
We don't look at it like that. It's just he comes to practice every day, he works very hard every day, and he's building his leadership every day.
Tom, you've talked about weathering the storms and playing through the rough patches of games, and you've had a few examples now, whether it's Minnesota, Rutgers, Nebraska, games like that. What maybe makes this team maybe more well-equipped right now to weather those storms and get through those patches where they weren't maybe earlier in the year?
Well, I just think they're getting better. I think it's a product of going through those experiences, and it builds character, literally. I mean, it builds team character when you go through those type of things, and that's what they're continuing to do, and they don't lose belief.
Is there a time when you saw that character start to manifest itself?
I think it's an ongoing process.
Just having seniors this year versus last year, doesn't that give you a little bit more resolve with your team?
Well, we have two seniors that we didn't have. Well, one that we didn't have a year ago. It was resolved. I'm not sure. We just get ready to play Illinois. I mean, I'm not sure. They're all growing and getting better. So, I'm not really sure on that. And but they were a big part of the game the other day. They're a big part of our team every day. And everybody that goes into the game should be able to have an impact for us.
bringing Jackson Tharp on. What kind of impact has he had on the program in his 4 years?
Well, he's had an impact on us since he got here, because he came in highly recommended, and he's exceeded that early on as a freshman. So he was somebody that started traveling with the team early on, which is very rare for a freshman manager, and he just puts his head down and goes to work. And you rarely ever have to tell him anything twice. And as far as knowing the system of basketball here outside of Yogi, he knows it as well as anybody. He's been here the longest. He's fulfilled myriad of roles for us as far as in practice, in film work, in administrative things. And the fact of the matter is, like the players, they continue to get better. I mean, the managers get better as players, and he's been involved in different things, obviously, as a manager. He plays a lot, and just felt it was time. And so we had to weather a few things, and here he is.
Does this eliminate the possibility that Jordan Fuchs might join the team?
I don't know if it eliminates anything. I don't think it eliminates anything, but there's nothing on the horizon right now.
When you talk about weathering the storm, obviously Nick struggled a little bit with the shooting and then came up big time in Minnesota. Maybe the resiliency he's shown, because his forte is shooting, and then when that was disappearing for a little bit, I mean, he didn't lose resolve, he certainly didn't lose confidence.
Well, I think the key is that even when he wasn't making shots, you keep him on the floor, because he's so much more than a shooter, and obviously gets a lot of attention and credit as a shooter, and rightfully so. But he's really worked hard to build his game. I mean, his body is transformed. He's much better defensively. He talks on the court. He shows leadership. And it really was just a matter of time. There were a couple little technique type things he needed to make sure that he was conscious of. And a few things in preparation of setting up for the shot and things of that nature, but like anybody else. But he's not just a one-trick guy. I mean, he's pretty good with the shooting, but he wouldn't be able to be on the court if he couldn't do more than that at this level. And he can, and I think he'll continue to do that for us.
How close to 100% is Rob in terms of?
I'm not sure. I'm not good on predicting injuries.
Not to get off track, but your recruit, Grant Gilon, do you see a lot of Nick Zeisloff in him? In terms of the height and the shooting?
Different players. Yeah, Grant. I didn't see Nick really when he was younger, so I'm excited about Grant, because I think he's going to get a lot stronger. I think he's going to get better with the ball. When we tracked Nick's background, he'd been well coached in high school. There's no question about that, and was playing for a good coach with Dan Muller. And certainly Grant has been well coached by Clint Swan. There's no question about that in my mind. He's been somebody we've had a lot of respect for long before I got to Indiana. So, we'll see, but just see how it goes. But Nick has really changed his body even since he's been here. And I think that says a lot about it. He's very, very committed to every aspect of the program. And obviously very committed to his academics as well. So if Grant can live up to that, he'll have a pretty good career.
Okay, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Tom.